Hello again. So I'm going to do a different video today talking about all the little ways the accident has affected my life. Some of the ways are not so little, but whatever. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, the information is in the description for Cashapp, PayPal, and Venmo, but do not feel obligated. First off, in the accident, I broke my nose, my jaw, ribs 5 through 7, which are on the right side. I broke every bone in my left leg, from my femur all the way to my calcaneus to my ankle. I had 2 strokes, one in the front of my brain and one in the rear of my brain. Both of my lungs were punctured, and they had to cut me and attach tubes right underneath my armpit to drain all the blood from my lungs. I was given 2 bags of blood transfusions. So imagine if this happened, decades ago, I would have died for sure. So I got pretty wrecked in the accident. My sternum broke, which damaged my heart. That's what I can remember for now. So anyway, like I said, my jaw broke. So one thing that happens now, if I eat like a hamburger that's kind of big, or a sandwich, or something that's just big, I bite myself. I bite myself a lot, my lip, and I bleed. So if I eat, like, let's say a big hamburger, I have to take a bite and I have to get my thumb and pull it down, otherwise it wraps around my canine and I bite myself. So that's one of the little ways that the accident has affected me. And sometimes I wanted to let that guy know who hit me, like all the little things that he's affected. I can't walk downhill. If the grade is kind of a little steep, I can't do it. Because I guess there's not enough range of motion in my ankle or what, but I cannot walk downhill. I had a photo shoot that was in a wash in Chino, and I had to basically sit down and kind of use my feet and my butt to get down to the lower part and do the photo shoot. So walking downhill for me is pretty impossible. Another thing that happens is I'm unsure if I have a thought or if I asked somebody something. So let's say I'm hanging out with a friend and he had a job interview. And it just hit me that this guy had a job interview a few days ago and I don't know what happened. I'll think that I asked him how it went, but I'm not sure if I asked him. So I have to say, did I just ask you how your job interview went? And they'll say, yes, you did, or no, you didn't, and then I'll go ahead and ask. But I confuse thoughts with asking in my head. That happens quite often. Another way I've been affected is there's always something missing. Like whether I'm at home or running an errand, the car always feels empty because my son's not here. There's just such a big piece of my life missing. Me and my wife and my son will be driving somewhere, and I know that my other son is supposed to be in the back with my other son. So, that's a big one. That's a big struggle. It just feels like there's just always something missing. That's just the best way I can put it. The only people that can understand that fully are people that have lost a kid. There's just always something missing. Reading is difficult now. When I read a book, I often have to go back and then read a certain line again, and because it's not computing. So reading is very difficult. Well, back in the past, it was very easy. I'm a good reader, and I took in the information very, very well. But now I have to keep rereading things like an instruction manual. It's like, wait, what? And I have to keep reading it and reading it. I do have good days where I can basically flow, and it's I kind of get the feeling of how I used to read when I was before the accident. But reading now kind of sucks. Also, I have like an adult onset dyslexia that I've noticed after the accident. I'll see some things backwards, or I'll see a billboard, and then I'll look at it and I'm like, what? And as I get closer and I really look at it, it says something else. That happens a lot. I'll see something and I'll think like they're allowed to say that. Like I'll see it as a sexual meaning of something, and then I'll get closer, and I'm like, oh no no no, Jesus, what was I thinking? That happens a lot. So, one second here. Yeah, so basically, reading billboards or seeing ads, things are jumbled, and I don't see what it actually says a lot of the time. I have OCD. I've had it since I was 7 years old. I was a counter and checker. It was very difficult, and I hid it from my family because I didn't know what the hell was going on with me, and I was very scared. And then after my second divorce, it turned into what they call pure O, which is a really horrible part of OCD, which it's not as common, but it has to do more with thoughts, which I'll do a video on that probably another time. However, when you have OCD, there's a lot of obsession going on, so you can't get things out of your head. So imagine with the horrific accident that I was in and the chronic pain, like I cannot stop thinking about it and I cannot let it go. So having OCD with everything that happened just makes it so much worse, so difficult. I'm also very often just on the verge of crying all the time. I lost my son, my firstborn, my amazing son, who I was so happy to have. My buddy, my best friend, he's not here anymore. So, of course, I want to cry all the time. However, if I see like a sad movie, or if I see something in public, like somebody being wronged or hurt, or I just want to cry, and I do break down a lot. Yesterday, my son and I went to Albertsons, and I just wanted to get a few things. And it was late, so there's really nobody there, but there was about 4 people in line, and there was a girl in front of me who you could tell she had been crying. Her eyes were just bloodshot, and you could see a few tears. And there was somebody in back of us, and I didn't get a chance to ask her if she was okay or if there was anything that I could do. Often it's just a small thing, but she feels helpless and doesn't know how to get out of it. And I wanted to ask her, but I didn't want to embarrass her by asking her in front of other people. I wanted to try to get more towards just us. But she took off and I wasn't able to ask her, which really, really sucks. Another thing that's happened is I've lost my passion for virtually everything. I used to be a very, very passionate photographer, and I still am, but it's just not there anymore. I would go to thrift stores and yard sales and find things and then sell them on eBay. And let's say if I found something for a couple bucks and I knew it was worth a couple hundred, I'd be so excited to hurry up and get home and list it so I can get the money quicker. But now sometimes I'll find something and it'll sit in my office for a week. I'm just not that passionate about things anymore. And that really sucks. Often, too, when I look at my son, I realize his brother is not here with him, and he should be. Like I said earlier about, being in the car, and there should be somebody else back there, or he'll be playing by himself, because he's almost like an only child now. My daughter's only here, every week or every other week. So he's basically an only child. And we play with him as much as we can. But his brother should be here. This accident took that away. Another thing that bothers me is having to take medication. I'm glad that there's a pain pill that works. It works it takes away about 60 to 70% of the pain. And I'm glad it exists, but I hate taking pills. I hate having to take something to feel somewhat normal. That bothers me. And I'm probably going to have to take it for the rest of my life. Recently in October, I had a birthday and I had an appointment with a new doctor, and I got put on a blood pressure medication. Basically, once you take that, you're on it for the rest of your life. So I'm trying to get just used to this, but it just really bothers me. I don't want to have to take medication for anything. But that's part of my life now, and I should just let it go. I mean, I'm 43. As you get older, things happen. But having to take a pill to where you're not in pain really sucks. Another thing I have to deal with is rude people. You know, there's a lot of people that said, well, not a lot of people. I mean, less than 1% that said a lot of horrible things on the soft white underbelly video comments. People are just rude and they don't know the whole story, or they assume things, or they think there's some kind of investigator, that they're smarter than other people, and they know something that they don't know. And I should just not let it bother me, and just, these people are ridiculous, but sometimes it does bother me. I mean, I'm very much depressed. So hearing somebody who's being a jerk to me, it sucks. And I don't like dealing with that, but it's part of life, and it's the way it is. And another part of the comments is, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I don't have to do anything. Who are you to me? You need to stop taking opiates. That's causing a lot of your problems. It's like, how the hell do you know what it's like to be me? I broke every bone in my left leg 3 times. Well, depends on the bone, but for sure, every bone in my left leg has been broken twice. I think my tibia, my ankle's been broken. Oh, my hip, I forget, whatever. See, like, I'm having those moments where it's all jumbled. I can't remember, but basically, I had the accident, and then I fell out of the U-Haul, which I talked about in the soft white underbelly video. And then I had another accident in which I fell. So that time I broke my tibia and my fibula and my ankle. So, yeah, dealing with that kind of stuff, dealing with rude people sucks. Anyway, that's pretty much what I can think of today, but there's many other ways in which the accident affected me, little and big. On another note, tomorrow is my son's birthday. He's going to be 6 years old. We already took him today. He wanted to do the 2-arm challenge, so we took him to Walmart. Any toys or whatever he wants that he could hold in 2 hands and not drop, we got to buy for him. And then he wanted to do the 1-hand challenge, which he goes to a convenience store, and whatever he can grab with 1 hand, we have to buy him. So he got a bunch of toys. We did that after we did the Walmart thing. He doesn't know, but tomorrow we're going to take him to the LA Zoo. He's never been in the zoo, and neither has my wife. And after that, we're going to take him to the Rainforest Cafe, which he wanted to do for his birthday. So we're going to meet some friends there. He'll be 6 years old. And like I said in another video, on March 4th, he'll be the same exact age as my son who passed away. So that's something I think about pretty often. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned. There'll be other videos. I appreciate you, and thank you for all the warm comments that continue to come in on my videos and the soft white underbelly video. Thank you, thank you, thank you.